How y'all doing today? As you can see, I bought a truck, and I was so preoccupied with the fact that I could that I didn't stop to think if I should. But I've got it. I got this T-Rex monster truck. I made the mistake of going to Ingalls, and they had these dinosaur vehicles, and they had blue, and they had the mini blue, and the Giganotosaurus, which is actually my favorite dinosaur, and then they had the T-Rex, and I was very, very, very tempted to buy all of them, but I could really only afford to get this one and these three back here from Ingalls at the time. And this is definitely a Beverly truck. I mean, it's not going to take that much effort to make this into a fire-breathing Tyrannosaurus Rex. And it's going to be so sweet when I get it done. I mean, look at these teeth. Big old teeth. That's exactly what we need. So I ended up picking up that one, and I ended up picking up these Corvettes. And I like this one specifically because it's the same color as my alma mater, Western Carolina, and it's, well, they're purple and yellow, but now they're kind of a purple and gold color. But it still reminds me of home. And focus. There we go. And so I love these bunny logos on the Easter spring cars. I got the Datsun from last year, and but I really wish they would make them bigger, or wish they had some decals of the actual bunny, because I think those would look great on Gaslands cars at a bigger size. And I got this Maverick, and some people know that I own a Maverick. I owned a Maverick. Mine was a 4-door, but it still had the 302 V8 grabber and engine and transmission, and it was an absolutely amazing vehicle. And I really regret selling it. Yeah, I mean, it was amazing for, you know, a kid's first time car, but I really do regret selling it. But I like the Mavericks. I like my favorite cars are usually Pontiacs, Mercurys, especially, you know, the Mercury Cougar. But the Maverick is always going to have a very soft spot for me. And one of the funny things, and this thing is just fighting me on focusing. But one of the funny things about the Maverick was, like, again, it was my first car. So when I was 16, my dad gave me this huge speech about watching how I drive and watching where I back up, and then he asked to borrow the car, and so of course I let him borrow my Maverick, and then he took it to my aunt, and then promptly backed it up into her mailbox and put a softball-sized dent in the back of the car. So he hates it when I tell that story, but it's funny to me now. Yeah, it was mostly just the timing part of it, but all these are pretty good for Gaslands. I also got some of these mystery cars, and these are definitely Gaslands candidates. You got, your IndyCar and your pseudo Craftsman Truck Series vehicle, and then you got this really cool, not a Mustang, and then you got this thing. The body on it is just ugly as hell. Unfortunately, it's plastic, so it'll come off really easy. But love the spoiler, love the front splitter. I love that there's a driver in there. I even love the glass with the cutout here for the airflow. But I don't know, that body, it's so ugly. But that's easily fixed when it comes to Gaslands. I'm hoping I can drop another casting on top of this one, and it'll line up right. I'll have to play around with that. But that should look great. And I got this little weird aquatic grabby thing from a flea market. And I'll show some of the flea market stuff I got. It's got like a little fan on the back and these little floaty things. I mostly picked it up for the little grabber thing. Oh no, it's got me. Ah! Yeah, I'm a 36-year-old grown man who plays with any kind of toy that I can get my hands on. But as far as Gaslands goes, I mean, this is obviously a grabber arm. So, and as far as the body of this thing goes, I could probably make a gyrocopter out of it. God knows I've got the parts. And this also came from the flea market. And so, 2 more monster trucks, as if I needed more monster trucks. And the only bad thing with these is the axles are really badly bent. I'm going to have to figure out a way to fix that, because you can't take the axles out of these, so I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to fix that. You can see here how it's got its own camber now, but wow, I mean, it's bad. And I got a few things that I think Maple Leaf Customs will like. I have this 71 Porsche. Don't worry, this one is not going to become a victim car where I put bullet holes and explode it everywhere. This one is going to be, if I do Gaslands, it's going to be a cool Gaslands car, or I might just keep this one in the package. But I do like that the only thing I have to do to it is put a number decal on it and some guns, because the colors are perfect. I mean, you don't need to change much. Just weathering. And then I finally got the car I've been really hounding over trying to get, and that's this hot bird. And like most cars I go hunting everywhere for, trying to find, and never finding it, I was excited to actually get one now. And now I'm like, do I really want to tear it up for Gaslands? On the other hand, it's a Smokey and the Bandit Firebird. And, I mean, God, Pontiac never made an ugly car. They just never made an ugly, bad car. I love this car. I love the blue paint on it. I love the gold. I love gold. So you can't complain about that. So this is either going to be sitting on my shelf for a long time, or I'm going to do something cool with it and try to keep the paint scheme. Because the Firebird, it's got the fire chicken on it. You got to keep the fire chicken. But still, finally got me a hot bird. And then I got these bad boys. Now these I might trade. I might keep. I'm not going to sell them or anything. I don't do the selling stuff for stuff like this. But yeah, I did like these mystery vehicles. So, got the Porsche and the Datsun, and I like these. I like the Beamer, of course. The Beamer is probably my favorite. I like the white wheels and I like the color scheme. So that's pretty cool. And I got a dork over here. This is my brother who's being a dork.
Yeah.
Trying to get my attention and ruin my videos as usual.
Well, that's easy.
So I also picked this up at the flea market for terrain purposes. This monster truck ramp and these things. So all these will require really is some ink shading and some highlighting, and they'll be perfect for Gaslands. And came with these little launchers. I just pulled this one out. There's another one just like it, but I don't know if I do any much with terrain with this or not, but it's still kind of cool. You put a monster truck on here, and it's supposed to, beat. But that's pretty cool. Again, that's pretty good stuff. I really like the ramp though, and the things, because this actually comes up, so it can be kind of like a hazard, and these fold out and fold in. So they're modular for whatever I need. It's kind of a steep thing for just a ramp though, but I like it. So now let's move on to some things we completed. And I did these. These are the North Star motorcycles for Implements of Carnage 2. I mentioned these when I had them built, that I wish they came with the little bases. If anybody from North Star ever watches this video, when you make your motorcycles or stuff, please give somebody a base or something so they don't fall over. But I did create these, and but they're fun little bikes. I put old cans on their backs for glue dropper weapons, and they're joining my slime team. So the bikes that I do have for slime, which are from the Implements of Carnage 1, they can go over to my Miyazaki team because they're more of a super bikes. And then I made these bad boys. These are actually for my slime team as well. And these are two Shark Cruisers. And I fixed some of the issues with the Shark Cruiser, and basically split the intake. Not the intake, the exhaust, and then we took sculpting clay and resculpted the tail sections. So that's more of an upright, because the Shark Cruiser, it sits sideways like a dolphin, and it doesn't look right. So now it's correct, and we got our little Kraken decals, and the crabs on the top. That's to make sure that these are ran as dragsters, so these count as the roll cages to protect the driver. I imagine the driver sees out of the little crab eyes, and the shark's eyes are the headlights. And so yeah, I run these as dragsters with roll cage and ram for slime, and they basically go forward, ram things, explode, generate audience votes for being crazy drivers. I actually kind of imagined that these were probably some sort of a SeaWorld like tram things that a slime team got a hold of and slapped huge engines on, and turned it from like a SeaWorld park ride to dragsters. And then I got the Barracuda, who is the guy that actually tries to win the races for Slime for this team. He's got, of course, his side-mounted rams, harpoon, front rams, mines, and his little passenger. I had the little starfish because in the previous video I showed that I had the little SeaWorld stuff. So I glued the starfish on there and painted it up like Patrick. The drivers are actually wearing white and brown with blonde hair. So it's an obvious homage to a certain cartoon that, ironically, I've never watched an episode of, but I've seen so many clips of it that I kind of know the craziness of it. And I figured I'd give people a laugh in the wasteland. Yeah. Because if you're trying to survive a nuclear holocaust and destruction while racing across the deserts, it's you gotta have some comedy. And then I got the buggies. I finished these up. You got basically buggy blue and buggy red. I plan on using these for demo games, mostly, and these are also the North Star Implements of Carnage too. And I left the side armor pieces off because I like them this way a little bit better. But they're still fun. Really like how these turned out. And then, last but not least, we have this thing that I found in the parking lot. No, I'm kidding. That's not what I'm showing. This is the my finished car of the month. Dragster for Idris. That's Amy 163 Comet that I imagine somebody pulled out of an aviation museum and strapped bombs and drop tanks and guns and stuff on there. I like doing this effect on the gun barrels and some of the engines and stuff I do where it's a burnt metal look. And it's not too hard. It's basically 3 layers of a brown ink, a purple ink, and then a blue ink, and then a highlight of a really bright silver at the tips. And but it does make a really startlingly interesting look to it. And the flame is, of course, just a cotton ball that I dyed black and kind of glued it around a paper clip and stuck it in there. And then when it dried, I highlighted it, everything, so to make it look more like a jet engine. And so the car of the month, dragsters, they demanded that they had a jet engine, and the 163 was actually rocket powered. So when I did this, I had to change out the rocket part of it to a jet engine that I took off of a carbonator. And so by putting a jet engine on this thing and by making it a ground vehicle, it's actually probably safer than the original 163 ever was. But that's pretty much it for the day, and I gotta get my finger out of the way of this thing. I gotta get something to hold my phone. But My folks are feeding the dogs back there. If you hear them, hear the bag rattling. So anyway, like, share, and subscribe. And always, if you like what I do, you can always be sure to check out my Etsy store, King of Cats Crafts. And this has been Kingman Highborn and my diecast channel. And so, yeah. Take care, be safe, and I'll see you later. Bye.